Okay, welcome to our class again. So this is Ielts, and then this is seventh part. We are going to discuss reading and speaking. Let's check this out. Okay, so the first one is all about reading. Here, I'll give you the instructions about this part of reading. Let's see, academic and general training, reading passages. Well, the task types of the academic and general reading modules are the same. The type of reading passages differ. Okay, so this is the key. The types of reading passages differ from academic to general training. The academic module will usually contain at least one passage organized as a logical argument. This is for academic module, will usually contain at least one passage organized as a logical argument. Okay, so there will be the logical argument within the passage, and then these reading materials will be given and provided in order to, show and depict the logical arguments or the logical divisions within the text. Yeah. While the reading in the general training module are likely to be more descriptive or instructive. The organizations of non-argumentative texts may vary, but common types are categories. Some types of reading passages like categories, chronological description, and describing a process. Okay, so what it is like. So let's find out. Okay, let's see here. So types of text maps. Yeah, types of text maps. I've got one, two, three, and four. There are four texts. Okay, on the screen. Then what we need to do is to match. Okay, the types of the text. Yeah, like one, two, three, and four, with the text themselves. Okay, so let's find out. Let's see. Categories, group of things according to type. So we need to find which text that tells us the categories or the category logical division. So that must be number four. Yeah, let's find out. It is number four. Okay, buying a train ticket. Pay attention, categories. Buying a train ticket in the UK can be more than a little confusing. There are many different ticket types and prices. Types and prices. Ticket types and prices, and it is worth doing a little research, which could save you more than 50% on the cost of your travel. Okay, so this paragraph later will be talking about the types of the tickets and also the prices of the tickets, meaning that this paragraph or this passage will be set in the category logical division. Okay, let's see number two, chronological order. Chronological order, meaning it is organized within times or historical order. Yes. So chronological order, number one. Okay, so it must be here. Now, let's see. For thousand of years, humans have looked at the skies and dreamed of flying. Early attempts to fly using wings made from feathers were unsuccessful and in many cases ended in disasters. The use of hot air and light gases eventually allowed humans to reach for the skies, but it was not until the early 1900s that gliders and the powered planes fully realized man's dream to fly. So you can see that within this paragraph, there are a lot of times discussed, meaning that this paragraph letter and this passage letter will be talking about the chronological order based on the time order, okay, of the history of the airplane, for instance. Okay, let's find out number three. Okay, which paragraph that tells us the thesis statement about a process? A process meaning it can be procedure text. Yeah, like first you do this, then you do that, and so on and so forth. So let's find out which text will be. So it is text two. Yeah, it's text two. All right. So number two is one, and then this is text two. Let's see how a road is built. Fact sheet. Okay. So how? If there is how, meaning it will be talking about the process. Okay. The following steps outline the stages involved in road building, some of which occur concurrently. First of all, it is necessary. Now you've got the word first of all, and then the stages. So those are the hints that you can use in order to categorize the text types. Okay. So the last text types or the types of text that we are going to discuss is building an argument. Yeah. Building an argument meaning you need to build an argument based on the logical divisions or logical arguments in this case, like firstly, secondly, and also. There are several signals for steps and also signals for your logical divisions. So it must be number three, yeah, since there is no more. Number three, there are many reasons put forward not for not prioritizing public transport. Reasons, the key word, okay, especially a country's railway system. However, some people think privatization is a good idea and it improves individual freedom, increases efficiency, makes the railway management listen to the customer more, decreases public debt, and also reduces the problems created by unions. Let us look at each of these arguments in turn. You've got these arguments, and then you've got the word, for instance, however, there, and then there is also to. Also, so that must be number three, and it is going to build an argument. Okay, so this is only the example in order to categorize which text belongs to which type. The next one, so we are going to go to the core of the reading comprehensions in this part. So matching headings to paragraphs. How do we match the headings to paragraphs? So let's find out here. I'm going to give you the example only for four paragraphs, yeah, later. So for this task, in this type of matching task, you are given a list. Now you'll be given a list letter from which you need to choose the best heading for each paragraph in a passage. There are always more headings than paragraphs, so you do not need to use all of them. Yeah. Let's see here, the keywords is more headings than the paragraphs. For instance, there are 10 paragraphs, but the headings, in order to make you confused, yeah, the test makers make around 11 headings. Okay, meaning you need to be carefully choosing them. In the exam, skim the passage quickly and build a map of the text by noting the main idea of each paragraph. So skim the passage. You need to use the technique of skimming. Skimming, yeah, meaning you need to find out the main idea of every paragraph. Yeah, so you need to note here the main idea of each paragraph. Okay, for questions 1 until 8, later we are going to discuss it. And then look at the list of headings and compare it to your map of the text. You will be given a box, yeah, including the headings inside it. Then it will be all about the map of the text, and match as many headings as you can without reading the passage again and cross off the headings you have used, including the example, meaning you cannot use one heading for 2 times or twice. Yeah. And then reading the paragraphs you have not matched. Read the paragraphs you have not matched and the remaining headings again, meaning you need to review, okay, the headings, whether or not it matches with the paragraph. And also you need to pay attention to this kind of activity, cross off. If you have used the heading, meaning you need to cross this off, okay, in order to make you not puzzled when it comes to choosing another heading for another paragraph. Yeah. Let's see. Now this is the example. Okay, so I have provided to you with these three paragraphs here regarding the airplanes. Let's find out the instructions. You need to read the instruction carefully. Question 1 up to 8. The passage on page 42 has 8 paragraphs, A until H. 8 paragraph, A until H. Remember, choose the correct headings for each paragraph from the list of headings below. Write the correct numbers, yeah, next to the paragraphs. The first one has been done as an example. Okay, so this is the box of the headings, yeah, the list of headings here. And let's see, number 1, paragraph A is 10, yeah, X here, the long history of flying. Now meaning you need to cross this off. It has been chosen, it has been selected. Now you need to find the headings that are not selected yet in order to match it with the paragraphs provided on the screen here. Paragraph B, paragraph C, and paragraph D. Okay, let's do paragraph B. Okay, what heading does match with paragraph B here? Okay, so which heading? So that must be 6. Yeah, Birdman. 6. Okay, Birdman. So you need to cross this off. Birdman. So let's find out whether or not it is talking about the Birdman. One of the earliest tales of man's passion of flight comes from the Greek mythology. Yeah, according to the legend, an inventor named Daedalus and his son Icarus escaped from a prison on the island of Crete by making wings of wax and feathers. Making wings. So they escaped from the prison of on the island, yeah, by making wings of wax and feathers. Daedalus was successful in returning home, but Icarus flew too near to the sun. The wax on his wings melted, and the feathers came out, and he fell to his death in the sea. So Daedalus and Icarus were the first birdmen. They were the first birdmen since they live in the Greek period of time. Yes, the golden Greek period of time. Okay, so that's number two. What about number three? Paragraph C. Yeah, that must be eight. Yes, P I. Yes, that must be eight. Now you need to cross off the first man-made things to fly. Okay. Let's see whether or not it is true talking about the first man-made things to fly. Around 400 before Christ, the first kites the first kites were created by the Chinese, who used them for religious ceremonies and also for the testing of weather conditions. In many ways, this early invention paved the way for the introductions of balloons and gliders many years later. The kites were the first man-made things to fly during the Chinese period of time before Christ, yeah, 400 before Christ. Okay, then the last one, paragraph D must be, yeah, heading 7. Okay, so you need to cross off heading 7. The genius who saw the future. So let's find out here. Perhaps the most important early aviation pioneer was the artist and inventor Leonardo da Vinci, who in the 1480s produced over 100 sketches to illustrate how humans might be able to fly. This included a drawing of a flying machine called an ornithopter. Yes, although never created, the design for Da Vinci's machine included many concepts that were later incorporated into the modern-day helicopter. So that must be the genius who saw the future. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci never made it into reality, made the design into reality, meaning that Leonardo da Vinci had thought of the future of the helicopter. Okay, so we have done this all. Yeah, and the rest, number 5 up to 8, later I'm going to use it for you to do the exercise. Okay, yeah, so at least you know how to do this. Now the next one, we've got the multiple choice question. So the multiple choice will be like this. Yeah. A, you can use your map to help you quickly find the answers to multiple choice questions. Look at these examples. We need to find out the kin or the keyword here. According to the Greek legend, Icarus never got home because, so let's find out the name Icarus in the paragraph. So Daedalus and his son Icarus escaped from a prison on the island of Crete by making wings of the wax and feathers. Daedalus was successful in returning home, but Icarus flew too near to the sun. Okay, so the best answer to this question is, yeah, B. Okay, the wings became too hot and he crashed. So the wings melted, yeah, it's too hot, and then the feathers came out and he fell into his death in the sea. He crashed into the sea. Okay, so that's the best answer for the multiple choice questions. And the next one, I'm going to discuss the speaking part 3. Okay, so speaking part 3 is all about two-way discussion. What it is like, to have the two-way discussion. In part 3 of the speaking exam, the examiner will ask you to express your opinion on topics related to the one you spoke about in part 2. So it's two-way discussions, meaning in part 2 you were given a topic, then you need to describe the topics. And in part 3, the examiner will use the topics given in part 2 to have the discussion with you, whether or not you understand regarding the topics given and provided. Yeah. In part 2 of the exam, you talk about your personal experiences. in part two. Well, in part three, you will be asked to give your personal opinion on subjects which are academic and theoretical in nature. Part three usually lasts about 4 to 5 minutes. Pay attention, 4 to 5 minutes, and then it's talking about your personal opinion on subjects which are academic and theoretical in nature. So it's more to the core of the conversations, I think. Yeah, so the examiner will ask you that regarding the topics given, and then you have the two-way discussion, meaning you will have this chit chat with the examiner, yeah, and it will last for about 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, great. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for paying attention. Then I'll see you again later.